If you've watched a lot of AeonAir's opinion videos, you'll know that he commonly denounces the APTeam as a Geometry Dash corporation and their levels as corporate mass productions. However, I believe that analysis is wrong, and in this video, I'll be explaining why. Before we can really get into the subject, we must first ask ourselves what Aeon even means by corporate. I assume what he's getting at is that the team led by Zimnor12 is milking hype in the GD community by pumping extreme demons and top 1s off of a production line, caring more about views than actual quality. A useful comparison here would be corporate pop stars, as most popular music sounds almost the same as these so-called artists and their teams mass-produce songs to get a bunch of money rather than trying to make good music. The problem with extending this logic to say that APTeam is like the Geometry Dash version of T-Series though, is that in this case, it simply isn't true. In order to explain why I disagree with Jonas, I'm going to go over reasons he's given and arguments that could be made for not liking the team. And Aeon, if you're watching this video, which you definitely aren't, it would be great if you could tell me if I'm misunderstanding your point of view or if I've missed any of your points that I should have addressed. The first argument AeonAir has against the APTeam is that their levels are generic. If this were true, that would support the stance that their levels are corporate mass productions, as generic deco indicates that you don't really care and just want a finished product to pump and dump as fast as possible. The two levels where this is seen the most are Hopeless and Sonic Wave Infinity, as Hopeless is kinda just your generic black hell-themed extreme demon, and SWI has many generic looking parts. And if every second of every APTeam level looked like this or this, I would agree with Jonas's conclusion. However, parts in Sonic Wave Infinity, which are simply core-style deco with nothing to write home about, are the exception, not the rule. Sure, it's overall one of their weaker levels, but it still has a lot of amazing parts, like the first ball, the two midsection cubes, and the end screen. The original APTeam level, APT, also may not look the best right now, but it's also far from finished, and when it is done in 10 years, most parts will look less like this and more like this. You could make the argument that Zimnor12 is just uploading showcases every now and then just to cash in on hype, but that would be a stronger case if the decoration wasn't so beautiful. By the way, if you're enjoying the video so far, consider subscribing for more like it. Now back to why AeonAir is wrong about the APTeam. The team showcases their talent to an even greater degree in other levels, namely Cosmic Cyclone and Edge of Destiny while they were building it. Both of these levels are stunning, especially Kuluk's parts. Perhaps the best example of their skill is their original level, Blood Swamps. The theme they chose, a bloody swamp, is executed insanely well in the parts we've seen so far with incredible atmosphere. Not exactly the sort of mass production your average Joe could whip up in a few days for easy views. I think one of the reasons why AeonAir has this opinion is due to mistaking professionalism for corporatism. The team is very organized and has a serious attitude towards creating. I guess this could be mistaken for the attitude of people working on a production line in a factory. In reality, this professionalism exists for the opposite of what Jonas believes it does. On the contrary, Zimnor12's no-nonsense attitude is in order to ensure quality rather than speed. This is very important, as when there isn't a lot of professionalism in a team, you end up with a host like Vibrant and levels like the Technology Trilogy, where some parts are fine and others are god-awful. Sure, this isn't really the case with Sonic Wave Infinity, but they've certainly improved upon the consistency of quality in their levels. For example, as I mentioned, Cosmic Cyclone and Edge of Destiny, as well as more unfinished levels such as Blood Swamps and God of Despair. Overall, I feel like his notion that the APTeam is a corporation which only intends to milk ad revenue out of extreme demons is a misinformed view which doesn't stand up to a further look at any of their levels. And it's not that I don't think that mass production of extreme demons exists and is a problem. I take major issue with the sheer amount of soulless and forgettable top 1s in GD. I even made a video about it, you should go watch it. I just don't agree that APTeam levels fall into this category. Be sure to tell me what you think of the APTeam and AeonAir's views of them in the comments. Consider leaving a like and subscribing if you found this video interesting. I hope you enjoyed today's video, and as always, thanks for watching.